Hello everyone, Mr. Peabody here. I just thought I'd go into a little bit more detail from going on from the last video that I did, where I talked about Perth and the advert that they're showing on TV claiming that climate change has taken our water away. And they're using this to scare people and say, oh look, we're running out of water, we used to have enough water and everything like that. Nothing to do with population increase and the fact that we pump half the water across the state. Don't worry about that. That's got nothing to do with it. That's just a small picture. Don't worry about it. But what I did mention in that video was the hockey stick graph. And it's very important to have a good look at the graph, because this is the graph that they show you. See, this proves that we're affecting the climate and that the planet's heating up. Alright, for starters, you've got to look at the scale on the graph. Okay, the scale's very important, and yeah, it looks scary when you first look at it, but let's have a look at the scale. The scale's very low. Okay, very low scale, but the way they've presented it here makes it look catastrophic. It's not. This is the typical hockey stick graph. Okay, so you've got the temperature going roughly about the same all the way through here, and then all of a sudden, boom, it shoots right up. Well, it's not really shot up all that much when you actually look at the scale, but this is what they want you to see. They want you to see this hockey stick graph so that they can say, I'm sorry people, but you need to change your ways. You have to buy electric cars and change the fuel that you're using in the cars you've got now, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and by the way, we have to tax you because you're polluting the planet. Okay, are we polluting the planet? Absolutely. All right, but some of us more than others. So don't put it all on us, because I know that in the latest conferences that they had, especially in Asia, a lot of the island countries were actually blaming Australia for them sinking into the sea. Good on you. But how about you sort out your own shit before you start putting your shit on us? But anyway, this is the hockey stick graph, and it's very deceptive. Okay. But if you take this graph and you put it and extend it and go back a bit further, you get a slightly different picture. How do you like them apples? See how high the temperature is here, and you can see it's like, ice age, and then the temperature's got up here, and it stayed fairly constant. And out of all of this, now we've got the hockey stick graph. So the hockey stick graph is somewhere up this way. But you can see the temperature of the Earth changes, right? And you can't really say that this is due to man, because the fact is, we were still throwing sticks at shit. So, there was no industrialization, there was no nothing, and see that this is what the Earth did all by itself. So, but what they use these graphs for is to scare the shit out of you and scare the shit out of the children. And now we're getting all this crap coming from Greta about all the damage we've done. Yes, we've done damage, and yes, we own up to it, and yes, more needs to be done, because we put a lot of crap out there. I mean, I've got lots of plastic bottles because I buy soda water. I don't drink cola. So I've got plastic bottles, and I should be able to recycle these plastic bottles, and I can put them in the recycle bin. But the fact is, we're not set up for it, right? Because we used to send all our crap to China, and now China says, no, we've got enough of our own crap, we don't want your crap anymore. But the whole time, what should have been done is that recycling plants in Australia should have been developing, but No, what were they doing? They were selling our crap to China. And now China says we don't want it. That's really not a great way to look at things. So we should have been taking care of our own backyard. So I say this all the time. Take care of your own backyard and then worry about other people. But we don't. You know, we send $40 million to Fiji so they can have a soccer team. You know, we send 150 million to NASA, and we send 100 million here and 100 million there. It's like, well, how about you take care of your own backyard, and then if you've got plentiful, you can share with the rest. But don't put an advert on TV telling me that it's my fault the temperature's going up. Because the Earth does it by itself as well. Sure, we're not helping, we're polluting, and we need to clean that up. But yeah. But you want to tax me and blame me for something I really have very little to do with. Anyway, that was my part. See ya.